Hey you guys, Courtney here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to me. If this is your first time with me, thank you so much for clicking on my video. It means so much to me. If you will, tap that like, hit the subscribe, and the ringy dingy bell for future notifications. If you are not new, then hey you guys, what's up? So today we are doing a tutorial, an eye tutorial on the Revolution. I always want to call it Makeup Revolution, but Revolution Fierce as Fire eye palette. It is so beautiful, so beautiful. I cannot wait for you guys to see this tutorial. This is for a special friend of mine, Lisa Lipsticks. She's a beautiful lady and just a really good friend of mine, and she special requested this look. So Lisa, I hope you enjoy it, and if you guys want to see how I got this eye look on my eyes using the Fierce as Fire palette, then you know the drill. Keep on watching, and I will meet you back here soon. Hey you guys, okay, so this is the second time I had to start this video because I had some things that were acting a little crazy. So you will have to excuse my sound because I have realized that the actual plug that I got to my new microphone, it doesn't work when my phone battery is running low. So when my phone and camera battery is running low, phone/camera batteries run low, then I cannot use my microphone, which kind of stinks because I thought that was the reason for that little cord, but anyhow, it doesn't matter. So today I am doing, as I said in my intro, the Fierce as Fire Revolution Makeup Revolution London makeup palette tutorial. Let me cut my lighting down so you guys can kind of see the real beautiful beauty in this. It is amazing. It is beautiful. It is such a great palette and I love it. And I have tried it. I wore it the other day and I was just in love with it. It is a makeup look that I wore. It's the look that I had on my shout out Saturday, and I got a lot of compliments on it, and so Lisa had asked me to do a tutorial on it before I even did that. So she asked me to do it, and I wanted to go ahead and try it, play around with the formula, kind of see how it worked out. So I'm going to start this look. I already put a little bit of concealer on my eyes, but I have not set it with a base color. So I think I'm going to take my Fit Me Set and Smooth, just a little powder compact here. I've hit pan on this, by the way. I think I need to turn my lighting down just a little bit. Thank you, lighting. Okay, so this is, so I'm going to be able to show you the colors in this as I'm doing it. So I'm going to take a brush here, my favorite eye setting brush. Get in there. And I'm just going to go just to do a nice little layer of coverage and make it nice and soft through here. I'm going to do this on both eyes. So let me bring you guys up just a little bit, and then I may just kind of sit in close to you guys while I'm doing this tutorial. Okay. So first I'm going to take my Royal and Langnickel brush, and I'm going to dip into this color right here, and it does not say what the names of these are, but this is a kind of a warm tone, somewhat of a flesh tone pink. It's a little bit warmer though, so I'm going to use this as a transition color. And with this, I turn my brush sideways because this brush, as you can see, it is tapered, but it's also flat on one side, but it also has this, so I can go long ways like this on this side, and then when I go into the crease I can turn it sideways, so it really does get really good in there. So I'm going to work on this for just a minute. The formula of this palette really surprised me. It really did. When I used it, it surprised me. So yeah, it just takes a little bit of blending on that. Okay, so next I'm going to take a fluffy blender. This is a 441, Morphe 441, and this is a fluffy goat hair brush like this. It's super fluffy, but it's kind of stiff at the same time. And I am going to next dip into the color up here. So first I went into this color, and now I'm going to come into this cool tone mauve, and I'm going to bring this into the crease. Concentrating more on the outside. And to blend this a little bit because it's acting like it wants to stick right there, which that could be my fault because of, could be a place that I missed with the concealer. Do you see what I'm talking about? It's okay, we will cover that up. If it's something that's my fault, then it's definitely not the palette's fault, because this definitely didn't happen the first time I did it. I'm gonna pause right here. If you have hooded eyes, you want to bring this color right into the hood, to the mid of the hood. So say my eyes are hooded like this, I'm gonna bring this color right here. Let me get more specific with you with a Q-tip. So if I had hooded eyes, I bring this color right here and kind of fluff it out right here. The first color I would, you know, try to bring into the low crease, the transition into the low crease right here. So basically right here into the crease there. So yes, I figured that might be helpful for some of you. So I'm going to blend here. Okay, so next I'm going to take a small detailed crease brush, and I like using two. There's two that are my favorite. They're both Morphe brushes. They're both Morphe brushes, and they are both just amazing brushes for detail in the crease. The other one that I like to use is a smaller, it's the M514, and it's basically the miniature version of the 441. As you can see, if I put them side by side, they are very similar. They both have they're both completely rounded off, and this one has a very small, like, rounded edge. And then the other one that I like to use is a Morphe 506, and if you can see the difference here, this one is smaller. But it is, and it's the only reason why it's shaped that way is because I had it laying in my brush thing all jacked up. But this is not as blown out, and it's very, very, very much smaller. This is good for getting to this area. If you have hooded eyes, I would suggest this one to go real detailed into that crease, you know, in your hood. Detail, roll through there. So we're going to take the smaller one. This is, like I said, this is the Morphe 506, and this is a very cheap brush. I think this brush is $3 or $4. This is very cheap. So we are going to next go in with the color next door to the color we just used, and this is kind of like a cranberry color here, and we're going to use that in the outer crease. Make sure you tap your brushes off because these colors are very pigmented. Alright, I'm going to take my blender. Circular motions on this one. Bring it out and circular motions. I'm still having trouble with that place right there, but that is completely my fault. It is not the palette's fault. Okay, So next I'm going to go back in with my fluffy, the one that I was thinking about earlier, the fluffy detail crease brush, and I'm going to go back in with the color that we used earlier, and that was the second color. And this is that mauve, that more of like the cool tone mauve. And I'm going to go back over my high crease, and for hooded eyes, this is going to be that same color that we used up here. I'm going to back over that, and I'm going to bring that in and kind of, you know, make a transition from that color, that darker color, that lighter color to the darker color here. Okay, I'm going to blend that just a little bit, not much, but mostly trying to blend it out of that middle area. You know how I am, I've got so much lid space, I don't like for this to be full of color unless I'm doing something wacky. So, which some of you would say that everything I do is wacky, but it's not. Because I definitely am using this, but I think I went with this color next. But let's just try it and see. So you want to get a small, like a short little, whatever kind of short brush you have, short hair brush. And I'm going to go into this color. This is a shimmer. So we're going to run this on the crease, but on the low crease, kind of right underneath where you put that dark color. So for hooded eyes, you are almost down to, which I am too, and I don't have hooded eyes, but you are almost down to your lash line at this point. So you're going to take your blender and you're going to blend this in. Now we're going to take the darker shade that we used earlier, which is this one right here, and we are going to run that back through the crease, focusing on the outer, and we are going to bring some of that definition right back through here. We want to kind of keep this more defined for this one. Y'all know this is just tutorial from my point of view. This can be changed. This can be done. You know, you can do your take on this. This is just me showing you the look that I did and how I got that way. Again, we want to take our fluffy brush. We're not going to blend that yet. We're going to take our fluffy brush and we're going to go back into the color next to it, the original, that second color that we used, and we're going to just kind of bring this up here and roll this out. Okay, so now we take our blender and we go in and kind of just pull that out just a little bit to make sure there's no lines there. You could do this technique, and I say this in every tutorial, you could do this technique with any palette you want, with any colors you want. Just have to choose the colors and the hues that are going to work for, you know, what the look you're going for. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm going to bring this Harley Quinn brush in just because I love it so much. And I want to try to clean up this inside area. I just love this brush. This brush is just like, ooh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, so now it's time to take the shimmer right here. This is the one I was telling you about. This is the other shimmer that I was supposed to put, I think, that I was supposed to put where I put the peachier one. because see the difference in the two? There's not much difference, but there is a little bit of a difference. This kind of has more of a gold shift to it. This kind of has more of a peach shift to it. But it's okay because they're so similar. I'm going to go on the inside corner with this. And I hope you guys can see me. Let's see. I'm going to go on the inside corner with this. I'm going to try to keep it as low as possible, because you really don't want to cover up that original shimmer that you put on. Just kind of want to meet with it. If you have hooded eyes, you could either skip the first step or that second step, or the first shimmer or this shimmer. You could skip one of the two and just use Go for that, but I just think the two together just calls for a really seamless blend in color. I really like it. So that's as far as we're going with that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side here. Okay, so for me, I'm old school and I love using old school techniques, but I love using the sponge tips. This is a Too Faced blender that I have. It's a blender on one side, just a nice little blender, kind of like a detailed blender, which has purple all over it. I'm not going to use it, but I'm going to use this end. This is a felt tip, a sponge tip. And this has got kind of a point to it. Alright, so I'm going to take the pointy end of the sponge tip, and for me, it's easier for me, but you can use a brush, whatever you like to use. And I'm going to kind of go in here and smooth out this inner corner and the lash line with this sponge tip. But because I'm going to do a really bright inner corner highlight, I kind of like to make things a little bit more even and symmetrical. So you see I have concentrated more on the inside of the corner. You see I have a blank space right here. Boop, boop. So something's going there. Trust me, something's going there. So I'm going to be nice and adventurous now, and just like I'm always. And I'm going to take my other fluffy brush, and this one is a little different. It doesn't matter what brush you use, really, whatever works for your eye shape. This is a Morphe 433, and this is it's just like the Morphe 441, except it's pitched off. It is pitched off and it kind of curves, whereas this is round and it curves. This color right here, this is a warmer berry. We're going to tap into it very lightly, and we are going to play on the outside of the lid with this. Don't worry, we are going to put something in between. You can make this as light or dark as you want. This is optional. All of this is optional, of course. But this is just the way that I achieve my looks, where we have a line. In case you can't see it, it's right there. Okay? So we are going to put something in between there, and it is going to be a gold. And it's going to be this light gold right here. And I'm going to use that foam tip again because for me it works better, but you can use your flat brush. You can use a small flat brush. Use anything you want. I just don't like taking the chance and possibly having some fallout. So I just put a little bit on my brush like this, and I go in long ways, and I tap, tap, tap. And I tap over it right on the lash line. Okay, so I went ahead and got the rest of this put on, and for me, I like to see the transition. Like, I like to see the difference in the color between the shimmer that I put on the inside, the middle color, and then the outer color. So of course I'm going to take my my blender, and I'm just going to kind of sweep over this just a little bit, just so it's not so, and this is optional, all this is optional. A lot of people do this with a flat brush. You'll know I'm not big on flat brushes. I don't know, I can't seem to get a lot accomplished with flat brushes. So, and I think it's just a thing of preference. So I'm gonna go ahead and light my camera back up now so you guys can see, because in that really dark lighting it's hard to kind of see as far as detail goes, and it's easier for me to tell what I need to go in and blend. So I'm gonna do some blending here. This Fiercest Fire doesn't really have a bone color in it. So I'm going to take this same compact, I'm going to swirl it around just a little bit, tap it off, and I'm just going to run it right through here to try to clean up this just a little bit, because I am not going to do a brow bone highlight with this. I'm just going to use this brush to kind of clean things up. Alright, so now, and you can kind of see the look far away. It is very beautiful. Kind of cleaning up these edges here. So I want to take a pencil brush. You could take any pencil brush you have. I just picked, the first one I picked up was the E30 by Sigma. And I'm going to take this shade we are working with a lot. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Those are the shades that we're working with a lot in this look. So I'm going to take that lighter shade, that mauve color, and I'm going to run that across the lash line, kind of below the lash line, to meet up with the edge here. And then I want to take that darker color next to it, the cooler of the two, and just bring that on the outside and closer to the water line. Okay, so this look definitely calls for an inner corner highlight, and I know, like, I probably sound like a broken record, but for the inner corner highlight, I want to try to mix, because this palette does have a gold, the color that we use for that detail crease. It has quite a few shimmers in it, and it has a white. So I think I'm going to mix these two, the white and this gold shimmer, together. I'm going to put more of the white on, but I do want to have a little bit of a gold tint. Okay, so I'm going to show you a trick. Alright, if you end up going too far down, which I did, you take a Q-tip, push that sucker back up in there, and you can even smudge out your inner corner highlight if it's too intense. You smudge it out that way, you can smudge it up, you can smudge it down, but either way, that's a really good trick to use. I'm sure you guys have seen that before, but it's very, 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 very good trick. I'm all about using some old school tricks, y'all. I'm not even kidding. I'm all about it. All about it. Because I feel like it really does. I mean, some of the most, influential makeup people, people over the years, I'm going to say people, but makeup artists and stars and just anybody who was influential in makeup in any way, all these tips and stuff, all these tips and tricks, they had to kind of make up as they went along. I mean, it's not like they had a book that said, do this. These are things that were made up by people who, had, creators, like us, creators, people, I mean, had to start somewhere, right? So I could see right now that I'm having some trouble with my inner corner highlight. I really am. I can see that it's not even. It's more white over here. So I'm going to take that Q-tip and I'm going to put a little bit of that gold on it, and I'm just going to press it where I feel like it's too white. And that just evened it right on out. So I think for my liner today, I'm going to use the Beauty For Real, and this is an eyeline 24/7 eyeliner. This is in the color Whiskey. This is what it looks like if I can get this to work with the shimmer. And I'm going to zoom in on me doing my eyeliner, because I know there's been a lot of people asking me about my liner, because I'm not a really big wing liner person. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to show you guys kind of what I do when I do my liner. So I always start in the middle, and I just kind of start just small strokes. And this seems to be playing okay with that shimmer, because if it wasn't, when I started those strokes, you would see nothing. So, and I start in the middle because that's kind of my test. I'd rather start in the middle and have it screw up than to start on the inner corner and have it screw up. So hopefully you guys can see me. So now I just start working my way inwards. So I think I told you guys that this eye is a lot smaller than this eye. So I have to do the same with my liner. I have to trick it. I have to trick my eyes into looking like they're the same size. So I have to be really careful with this liner over here. So I start a little bit smaller. And sometimes I have to get the liner and just kind of go over it with my finger like this. And make sure that it's, you know, working. But in the middle is where it matters the most on that. Okay, so now I have to take a step back and I have to kind of look at myself in the mirror and say, okay, all right, so now, right now I can tell that I'm going to need to come higher in the middle. Oops. So I'm going to get that smudged. So there's a lot of things you guys don't see me do on camera. And I figured, you know what? Maybe other people are having the same problems. So maybe I need to start showing you guys this stuff. Okay. Okay, so now you can kind of see where I, you know, had to fix things a little bit. It's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Okay, so for this look, I really do think that it's important to put a inner rim highlight. So my favorite is the Sigma. This is the Sigma Inner Rim Brightener, and y'all have seen this on my channel, I'm sure 1,000 times, and you're probably like, stop talking about this stupid Sigma liner. And I'm just gonna run it on the inside, kind of match up with that highlight. Especially if you have smaller eyes, or narrow eyes, or your eyes are too close together, or your eyes are elongated. This is a really good trick to kind of brighten your eyes. But with that being said, I'm still going to use the brown on the bottom. I'm going to use it right up against that, not on the waterline. And then I like to smudge out the bottom. No matter what look I'm using, I like to smudge out the bottom of my liner, because I don't just do an under eye. I always put liner under there, even if I'm doing a smoky eye and I'm doing a black smoky eye. I always put liner underneath the bottom, even if I've already put eyeshadow under there. Doesn't matter, I'll always put liner under there. And I'll take the maroon color here, and I'll just kind of do this. See, that brings back in the color. Helpful for you guys. I'm going to throw on some mascara really quick. Okay, Lisa, this is the finished look. I think it turned out beautiful. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see. I think this turned out so beautiful. I had so much fun making this video, and I really enjoy doing these tutorials because I know that there are a lot of people who, you know, they question, question whether, you know, if they're doing something right, or if they question, which I'm not right on everything. I make mistakes. I've made several mistakes on this eye look itself, and some of it you may see and some of it you may not. But like, my liner is definitely not perfect today. It's a little lighter than I normally go, but I still love it. But everybody makes mistakes. There should be nothing holding you back from doing something that you really want to do. And I always want to push that positivity on everybody, no matter what, because I think that if it's something that you want to do, and you know who I'm talking to, if you're listening, you know who I'm talking to. If there's something that you want to do, it doesn't matter how you're feeling, it doesn't matter what's going on. If there's something that you want to do, you should do it. You should do it. And I'm talking to more than one person. Because you're beautiful on the inside and out. See it. If I could tell you one thing, you're going to have a lot of support. You have support from me, and you have support from me and the people that I'm with. So, you know, it's just do it. Just do it. Do it. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you're big, small, you know, whatever you feel like your imperfections are. I have so many imperfections, y'all. So many imperfections that it is ridiculous. Honestly, it's ridiculous. And, you know, I was so, you know, unconfident for so long, and my confidence was just down the drain. And it actually really kind of messed up my life. It did. For a long time, it messed up my life. And I'm not saying that I'm super confident now, because I'm not. But you guys, your support, the overwhelming, you know, caring and praying and everything that I've gotten from you guys has been what has kept me going. Besides my family, of course, has been what has kept me going, and kept feeling like I really wanted to do these looks and just help other people. You know, I believe in paying it forward, and, you know, anything that I do, if I had $1 million, I would be giving it to whoever needed it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a giving person, and whoever says otherwise is just not telling the truth, and they don't know me. I really appreciate you guys watching, and Lisa, I hope you enjoyed this video, honey. I did it for you. Again, this is the Revolution, Fierce as Fire Revolution, Makeup Revolution London. This is what it looks like, and this is the look that I came up with, and I just absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. I think the shimmer is in a good spot. I think it's not overwhelming, at least not in person. I don't know how it's coming across on camera. I guess I'll have to check that out a little bit later, but I think it did come across beautiful. It is coming across beautiful in person, and that's the joy about doing these videos. It's like, you know, you're gonna make mistakes, you learn from your mistakes, but you're not gonna be perfect every time. And I definitely wasn't perfect today, but I had so much fun making it, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and please give me a thumbs up, tap that subscribe, and hit the ringy-dingy bell for notifications. I do have a schedule. I will be uploading. I finally have a schedule. I will be uploading on Mondays, Wednesdays, and I will be doing my Saturday shout-outs. And then every other Sunday, I will be doing my Porch Chats with Courtney live series. So I'm excited to be able to share that with you guys. So I will see you guys on my next video. If you would like a special request on a tutorial, let me know. But I'd be happy to do it for you. All my contact information is always down below, and just let me know what you would like to see. So as always, I will not argue with you guys, and thank you again so much for watching. I will see you guys on my next video. Love you guys. Bye.